called the Duluth Public Stadium, where we had all our games. I stayed it before. This was the thing during the football season. Here is a little press box that was reported throughout the city. It was always on radio. This usually was Denfield side. Oh, I believe it changed year to year because it's kind of the rivalry. And this was the stands to the other side. Whoever played here, all the games were played here. And this is where is the goal post? There, down there. The water in and out. Many adventure. There, I'm going to put it down to the size of it. It actually looks like this is supposed to be the track and field. They sure can't hold any events here today. It must have it somewhere else because that's a poor track. That's worse than a trail in the mountains. But anyway, this brings back many memories. Many touchdowns were scored by me. It looked like we were 100,000 people, like the Rose Bowl. And here it is, a little thing you put on a little cardboard
like
box.
The original stands.
And play in a house on a little table.
Looks like the original stands.
It sure does, and it probably is. The seats are probably exactly the same. They're swaying. They're not individual, they're just benches. But how in the world did they fit? Oh, by the way, they fit, every game had 15,000. Of course, along the sidelines and in the back of every in the back of every field, where I think they had seats back here, or they were standing. I guess they had a stand back here. Not all games. It was just Denfield and Central was a major one, and it was always full. You couldn't even. If people want to get tickets, it was pretty hard to get. But behind the field goal post on each side, they were standing. Especially the fences, they were all open like this. During football games, they have a canvas that goes completely around here.
Yeah, you can still see the old concrete underneath here.
Huh? Just a lot. I just wanted to see that. That's Denfield High School from the front. This was our rival. That's the only reason. I just like to see how the school, how old it was. But Sharon is taping the kids coming out from from my brother-in-law, David Pearson, did all his playing cards, and he was here quite often. He always loved to play pinochle. And of course, the Moose Lodges in Minnesota are like the Elks Club in California. And once you're a member, you get so immune to it, you're there just about every day, having a few beers, talking to your friends that are there, and members. And he belonged here. His father belonged here also. Of course, his father had a different building. It was a different building, but this is where Dave, and he probably was in the other building. It's Thieves Bar and Grill many years ago, where we always went when we came out to West Duluth. It was the liveliest place in town, I believe. This is where Yankovic came year after year playing. No dance floor, just drinking and listening and stomping your feet. You couldn't get up in there. You had to wait till somebody left or was carried out. That's the only way you could get in that bar and grill. That's when Yankovic was here. But otherwise, it was always crowded too, with the workers from Cooler Raiders, all these factories around here. On payday, you had to stand in line outside to get in. Now, it's the West Duluth News.
And what about across the street?
Across the street, we went from Thieves over to the Kum On Inn. It had the same name then as now. Structure the same, it's just repainted. And that was a place to go to drink also. No entertainment, it was just drinking and talking about jobs and things in life. And listen to, they had a little band there, a little cowboy, western or whatever, Duluth music. Both had the same, both had it. We are now looking at the Rustic Inn. I believe she has it on there. That's the third place. There were 3 places out here we associated in. All 3 of these establishments were all trying to cash the payroll checks. They were all in pure competition. My half-brother. It says they're Everett C. Johnson, Minnesota, private first class, company I or L, I think it's I or L, either one, 350 Infantry Division, World War II. Born August the 1st, 1921, and he died August the 27th, 1968. Rest in peace. The flowers here were put here by his wife, Merritt. This is the Bethany Children's Home, was standing here at one time many years ago. This is where me and Margaret had to go when we were young. I'll repeat. I was interrupted by a nice young man that lives in Duluth and works here. And we were talking about the orphanage up here that I attended. Anyway, to get back to the film, this is a picture of the orphanage that used to be here. I'm trying to get it down so I get the whole building in. Anyway, this was the building, not the building, but this was the area where it was at, the Bethany Children's Home. It's not here anymore. But this is where we came to, and me and Margaret when I was young. This is the surrounding hillsides where me and Margaret and all the orphans had to pick berries during the berry season. Gooseberries, strawberries, blueberries, I guess. And there were deer in there and bear and everything else. And we were nobody was ever eaten by the bear. Our playground was from where she's pointing to now. There was no stairway here, but we went down this hill, down to the field down here. She'll focus down to the athletic field. And in the field there, it was no fence there. I mean, this was just a field. There was an ice rink. We had an ice rink in the winter time where we had ice there, and we had to go skating or playing out there every night till it was 9 o'clock, regardless if it was 20 below or whatever. They wouldn't let us in. They locked the doors, but it was real nice. I'm not complaining about that. It was a good exercise for us. And that's about all I can say on that. That was many years ago. Margaret more or less didn't like it. She was cold and always had to go in. So, but I don't know. I guess I liked it. And up in the hills over there where we built little huts underground in the woods. That's all. This is the route we took to go to school every day. We left Bethany Children's Home there, and we walked down there. It's a little familiar yet of the area because the trees are still there. It's a road improvement. Then it was just gravel. But the area, I'll put the camera up, the area had the same wooded area as we're going through now. So I'm just going to keep it at this viewpoint straight ahead as this road goes. And this is the way we always had to walk to school, cold, hot, whatever the climatic conditions were.
We're on North 40th Avenue West now.
This is the train track that all the ore cars took to go from the iron ore pits to down to the docks. They had to go, excuse me, we're going to get a little bumpy earthquake here. They went by there and they always went down the dock. There was one right after the other, iron ore trucks, run by 3-4 engines. Anyway, we're on our way down to Merritt School. This is where we had to walk all this way. Remember now, this is any kind of weather. Whoops. The roads aren't that good around here, or anywhere here. Kind of the weather. And politics, or whatever. But we won't get into nothing like that. This is a vacation to enjoy. So we're still walking down here. And I didn't realize I have to walk that far, but here is the school we went to, Merritt grade school. This is where we went to when we were there in first, second grade, I guess it was, thereabouts. Only 2 years, a year and a half. So this is the school I went to, Merritt School. Still here. They're talking about whether they want to keep it or not, from what I read in the Duluth Sunday paper that I get. Anyway, that's our trip from Bethany home down here where I went.
At Jerome Merritt Grade School.
This is the same stairs I climbed. Still there, they're still metal. Got my footprint on down there. That I climbed. There's water. To classes up there. Go with my little feet. Many, many years ago. That's where we used to hang our little jackets in the wintertime, coats. Each one had a little stall. And the blackboards are, when school started, those were blackboards. These are different desks. Our desk aren't here. That was the ABCs over there.
My dad doesn't care to take this, but this is the original closet space.
But they had the books in there that I didn't want to learn from. But this was the classroom. It was sort of small, wasn't it? Look at 6. Yeah, right. You can see the
Yeah.
molding coming off.
Huh.
Although we did not have rugs on the floor, it was wooden floors. How do you spell cemetery? C-E-M?
E-T.
C-E-M?
E-T.
E-T.
A-R-Y.
A-R-Y, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had it right.
Thunder on set tracks and my tears. I'm KDAL 821, and it's time for a lucky address contest. You want to give the
King Kamehameha. Why don't they spell it like it should be pronounced?
Well, they do, but you see, we pronounce it a little bit differently than they do in Hawaii. Now, Queen Liliuokalani would have been a real tough one.
Who were you?
Queen Liliuokalani.
What did she do for a living?
She was over there, too, along with King Kamehameha.
Kamehameha.
Sure. Kamehameha Drive. There's a big drive over there in downtown Hawaii.
What are you putting?
Spells it
You
Kamehameha.
get afterward.
I really don't know. See, you have to be there. You got to spend a little time. See, I was in Hawaii. I was there for 2 years, Gary. So I learned the native language.
years ago.
Hey, I learned the native language when I was over
Oh,
there.
did you really?
Sure.
And then you knew this was King Kamehameha all along.
Yeah, of course.
So you let me make a fool out of myself.
Well, occasionally, once in a while, we'll let someone do that if they want to step into it.
King Kamehameha Day.
Read right into the swamp, Gary.
What is King Kamehameha Day? What is it?
King Kamehameha Day is a celebration.
Is that a cop-out?
It's like President's Day here.
Well, okay.
Sure. Kamehameha Day, the other big one there is when they celebrate the Hawaiian anniversary of when Hawaii became a state, 1959.
And what is that called? When Hawaii became a state day?
Hey, we got to get to our lucky address contest here. We have $24.40 in our jackpot.
Master. Like called Warren Master. University of Michigan is located in Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, I know that. You were talking about soccer match.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to talk about soccer match in Allen. Soccer match. Went to the orphanage, but see, these kids play soccer, a lot of soccer here. Midwest game soccer league. But here, hockey is the thing, like, more so than football now. And hockey was nothing then because there was no organization. Okay, went to the orphanage, but the mystery, M-Y.
S-T-E-R-Y.
Wait, let's see if I know it. M-Y, you'd say it before. M-Y-S-T-E-R.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Uh-huh.
E-R-Y.
Mm-hmm.
See?
So you had to clean the staircase?
Dust it every day and sweep it.
Mm-hmm.
With a whisk broom.
Mm-hmm.
That you handle with a
Mm-hmm.
with a handle where you go like this in each one. No, first I dusted it. I can't remember which I did first because if you dust afterwards, the dust goes back on. No, you clean first and dust it, because you have to clean it, otherwise the dust go back up. And then I had an oil, damped oil, where you clean and dust it. Probably took 15 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, just from one floor to the other.
Uh-huh.
The second to first.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it took about 15 minutes. It was a good job. Better than some, I guess. I can't remember what others were doing, but everybody had a job, but I guess that was a fairly good one. Just my father made sure I have a good job, probably.
While Margaret's waiting outside to come in from the call.
Oh, and the orphanage, but this mystery still.
continues. C-O-N-T-I-N. Tell me when I'm wrong. T-I-N-U-E-S. Right? Okay. See, I know all these words, but I hate to do it and then cross it out because I got pen.
Shows your ignorance. You hate to be less than perfect.
Right, that's the perfection. But the mystery still continues. Okay. But one thing I know, you don't have to come in from the cold. Should I put that in?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well,
No, just let it.
yeah, because
Oh, I ain't got time. I mean, I ain't got room. Went to the
you're so
orphanage,
used to saying I don't got time.
but the mystery still continues. Well, we don't. Mystery. What else went there? Oh, saw the old house. Central in the old house.
Went to your grade school. Went inside the
Oh,
house.